Hi everyone, good morning. It's Suzette. Welcome back to my channel, Non-Toxic Glitter. So today I wanted to do a video talking about super exciting WL People. I have been using their products. I had done a haul a few weeks ago and had shown you what I had gotten, and I want to show you an everyday look that you can do. This is nice for work if you have to wear more conservative makeup, just every day. I am over 30, so this is able to be worn, if you're over 30 and you're wanting something that's not so too heavy or feels like you're wearing that much makeup. I'm going to be using mostly WL People, and then there are a couple things that are not, but it's just because WL People doesn't have the particular item, like lash primer, stuff like that right now. Otherwise, if you are interested in watching this video, please watch the video and then we'll go ahead and get started. So I just want to let you know that I did already prime my skin and moisturize my skin. So I did all my skincare and I already used primer on my face as well. So now we're just going to go in and I'll kind of talk to you guys and show you everything. It's not going to be a crazy long video, but I still wanted to do a look because I'm really excited to show you how these products work and how they wear and what I think about them. So the first thing I'm going to go in with is the WL People SPF Broad Spectrum Biotint Multi-Action Moisturizer. It's a lot to say. I showed you guys this, and when I had hauled it, I got the shade medium, and I've already been using it, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to show you how it wears and the application so you can see. So I've learned with this foundation already that I can use my finger to apply it, or I can use a brush. I'm just going to use a brush today, but if there's areas that I feel like need a little more coverage, I'll definitely use my fingers. Because the fact that this is a moisturizer inside of it included, it breaks down really well whenever you use a brush or whenever you use your fingers, I noticed. So I'm just going to start applying. One thing I will say is I have a little bit of a breakout right here. So, and I'll do one side so you guys can see like the coverage. This is definitely what I consider a medium coverage, light to medium coverage, but because it is a tinted moisturizer, but I would assume you could build it up, because whenever I noticed little areas that I didn't feel were covered enough, I would put a little more on and it actually stayed really well. So and the thing about this is, and I've already said it multiple times with this particular line, I've noticed it's very, very fragrance free. Like I don't notice any smell, which I love. So feels really nice going on the skin. As you can see, that's already covering my redness that I have, that you guys know about. I'm just going to do this side of the face so you guys can see how it looks. I take the tiniest bit on my chin. I don't really like going over the top. And I always say this, and you guys will hear me say this in all of my videos when I'm applying foundation. I always start with a tiny amount and then I add more if I need to, because I look at it like a haircut. You can always take more off, but once it's off, you can never add it back. So I look at it like that with my foundation. Like, you can start small and then add more, but once you put on too much, it's gonna be cakey and it's gonna be miserable. And I don't like cakey foundation, so. And then that's how it looks so far. And it already pretty much covered my breakout, but I might go in a little bit more just to see. I don't really like putting too much on my forehead because I kind of feel, and this isn't meant to sound like conceited, but I feel like there's not really much discoloration or anything on my forehead, so I try not to use too much up there. And I'm just putting the tiniest amount on my nose because I have a little bit of redness, but I like having my freckles show through. I don't like covering them up. I'm just gonna blend all this out carefully. And I did already put eye primer on my eyelids too, guys. I use the Mineral Fusions Smoothing Eye Primer. It's the best ever. been using it nonstop. Today's kind of a sleepy morning, so I have on my Hello Kitty sweater. Nothing too lavish or not really dressed up today, but so I want to show you guys what one layer looks like compared to the other side of my face. So if you can, hopefully you can see really well. So there's my normal skin, which is, you know, I have that redness there from KP, and then you can see everything. So I'm gonna go to the other side that I just did with the moisturizer, well, the tinted moisturizer, and that's what it looks like. Looks really, really good. Oops, got a hair. Is it a hair? It is a hair. Okay, that's gone. But yeah, so looks really, really nice. Took the redness out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish do the other side. Like I said, I just start with the littlest amount and then I work my way up. And that's mostly focused on my redness too. I don't just start putting it on my face. I just don't like the way foundation feels. I feel like it's too heavy, which is why I always aim for like products like this, like tinted moisturizers, medium coverage or just less coverage, because yes, the redness is a little bit challenging to cover up, but with the right formula, it's makes it a lot easier. And this is a really nice formula, so. This is really nice too. I noticed like all the products that I used I feel like are really great if you, I'm gonna let that sit for a second. If you are like a working adult, a parent, or you are just busy, you don't have a lot of time throughout the day, like these products are like just so easy because you can use them relatively quickly, and they don't, especially like the multi-stick, and the bronzer is fantastic. I'm gonna use it for a couple different ways today. But I just feel like it's just really easy to work with products, so I like that. Because I do have a really busy schedule, so. And the thing I've noticed lately with the foundations I've been using is, I was really frustrated with one I was using, and I'll talk to you guys about that in another video, but I was noticing that I felt like it would slide everywhere. And I was getting so frustrated because I was like, this is such a great rated foundation and it's just not staying on my skin, and like my cheeks are like pretty normal. They don't have like oily, nothing like that. So I was like, why does it keep sliding off? But what I noticed that really works is applying the product and then letting it sit for a few minutes, just so it can kind of, I guess, go into the skin, I guess you would say. And then after you kind of let it dry down a little bit, it just blends out wonderfully. So that's what I started doing, and sometimes that might help you if you feel like your foundation's just sliding everywhere. It was so frustrating. So letting it dry down is a good idea too. Beautiful. Looks wonderful. And that is one full layer, guys. Let me show you. Very nice. I like it. Next thing I'm going to go in with is the, of course, the concealer. So this is the BioCorrect concealer. And this is the shade medium as well. So the thing I learned about this concealer is the applicator is so tiny, which I actually like. So and I promise, I know this brush is dirty, but I brush my brushes every Sunday, so I promise I keep them very, very clean. And I've been using this one for this concealer, so I'm just gonna go in and take the tiniest bit, and I'll use that for both eyes. But I'll show you what it looks like for one, like the difference in how it looks. Looks so beautiful. Don't need that much. Just like really getting those areas that are pretty, I don't want to blend it out yet. Like dark circles underneath my eyes, really. I haven't done that side, I accidentally put a little bit. So there's, of course, the side that I already did with concealer, and then there's the other side that I didn't do. So much better. All right, I'm gonna do the other side now. And this is a really comfortable concealer as well. It goes on nicely. It doesn't feel too thick, but it doesn't feel too thin. It's like the perfect consistency. And it blends out wonderfully with my brush or my blender, with my sponge. Sometimes I just like using a sponge, and I like trying different things. That way I can tell you what, you know, little tips like, oh, this might not work, but trying this application, like I was saying about the foundation, but also just giving it a fair review. Like, I don't think that just saying, oh, well, it doesn't work with a foundation brush, that means it doesn't work. I don't really believe that. I feel like if one way to apply something doesn't work, there's other ways to do it. Like sometimes using your fingers is the best way to apply makeup with certain products. So here's the concealer. Looks so pretty. Next thing I'm gonna go in with is the setting powder. This is the Bio Brightener Invisible Powder. Looks like this. And it's just like a white, finely milled powder. I've been using this non-stop, especially at work. I love it. Super soft. Doesn't give me any kind of weird flashback when I take pictures, so I love that. So what I'm gonna use is like a little setting brush to do my under eyes first. I always put it in the top, and then I just go in and kind of lay it in my under eye area. And again, you always want to, you know, add more if you need to, but I always work that way just because I don't want to have way too much product and then it gets wasted. And that's the biggest thing I don't want, is wasted product. So, do my other eye. And there you go. Not any dramatic difference or anything. It just sets it. I love it. Now I'm going to set my entire face because I am combination skin, and I'm not really, I don't think I really know how to do that kind of a look, like that dewy look where I think I look like an oily mess, but everybody else looks amazing when they do it. So I'm just stick to the matte look, and I like that the most. Same thing, I'm gonna go in with a brush. I'm just gonna pat it onto those areas that get really oily, just to set everything. You can just see instantly how it just mattes it. It's so beautiful. Well, I must be tired today. I'm like fumbling in my words. Then I'm gonna set, you can just see where, you know, the areas that need to be set, so. I love it. It really just does the job. there is a set face. I'm gonna move on to bronzer, which is one of my most favorite products I have. I can see why everybody raves about it. This is the Bio Base Baked Bronzer in shade 1 Natural Tan. Looks like this. Beautiful. No shimmer, just basic bronzer, and I love it. So I'm just gonna go in with like a stippling brush. I promise I've been using this brush on this bronzer because I've been wearing this makeup nonstop. Well, this particular line, I mean. So I'm just gonna go in and then I'm gonna start, of course, kind of just doing not an intense contour or anything, just a basic. Just basic outline. I always just do a number 3 along my face, I guess you can say. Just drag it up. And of course, drag it down. Excuse me. There's the bronzer. Next, I'm gonna go with the multi-stick, and there it is. Shade is Nudist, number 10. Rosy Nude. You know how I always do the same thing. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger. Just start tapping it into my cheeks. And when I swatched this, I was not excited because it did not swatch well. But that's the other thing about me is I don't really take swatching too seriously. That's why I'm terrible at it, and I don't really, it doesn't really matter if I do it. I just like doing it to see the like, if it's a black mascara, I want to see how black it is and stuff like that, because I feel like it kind of robs the product of like being fairly reviewed, because just because it swatches bad or not very filled with color doesn't mean that it's not going to perform. And this product absolutely performs beautifully, and it stays all day. Super soft, easy to blend out. I mean, I'm using my finger to push it into my cheeks, and it's just so beautiful. The color's fantastic. Shows up wonderfully on my skin. And like I said, the staying power is amazing. It stays all day. I woke up for work, put it on, my makeup at 5, and it was still on my face at the end of the day, like after my workout, which was like 5 o'clock at night. So there's my blush. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of eyeshadow, and I'm going to use this palette. This is the Nudist 2 eyeshadow palette. It's really beautiful. Really, I think versatile, great for every day. Pretty much for everything you're doing. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy with the look. I'm just gonna kind of go in and do it just a basic, easy look, because it is like for every day. So I'm gonna take this middle shade here and put it all over my lid. And it looks really, really dark and intimidating in the pan, but then you put it on and you're just like, oh, okay, this is doable. Like, I can wear this, and it's not too much. Because I don't really like having too much. Like, when I was younger, I would do crazy colors and all that stuff, but as I've gotten older, I don't really like that look on myself anymore. I'm gonna blend it out, of course, just into my crease. This blends out nicely. The color's gorgeous. I don't really know what the color's called, but I can read it in the description. And it also stays really nicely. It stays on my lid all day, so. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the bronzer. That's what it looks like, by the way. Use a little bit of the bronzer in my crease. I just feel like it gives a little bit dimension. It's so easy to use because it's just the bronzer. The color's beautiful. That's what it looks like. Next thing, I'm gonna go in and do my lashes. I'm just gonna use my Lash Food Conditioning Collagen Primer by Obsession. I'm probably gonna use this primer for the rest of my life. And I know it's not Well People, but again, I don't think Well People has an eyelash primer, so I'm gonna use my favorite primer to keep my lashes protected. All right. Now I'm going to go in with mascara. This is the Expressionist Volumizing Mascara. This is shade, should just be black. Here's the brush. And I'm just gonna go in and start putting my mascara on. So the big thing about this mascara is I love the way it makes my lashes look, I guess you can say, like really wispy. I feel like every mascara that I use and I fall in love with kind of gives my lashes a different look, of course, but this one definitely makes my lashes look wispy. Like, as you can see, they just shoot right up. But the thing is I don't like is it does smudge a little bit. And I don't know if that's just because the formula is somewhat like semi-wet dry, slash if because my lashes are so long that they kind of accidentally hit the lid, but that's the only thing I will notice a little bit is it does smudge. It'll like get on my lid and it's kind of annoying, but otherwise I do love this mascara a lot. It's pretty much amazing. Super black. I love the way that my lashes look. Like I said, it like separates them. There's one coat. And then I'll do just a tiny bit on the bottom. When I'm doing not so dramatic makeup or like just work, I'm not gonna spend too much time on my lashes because, you know, it's work. I want to look good, but I still don't need to make them extra amazing like they usually are, because I really like my lashes. There you go, there's one coat. Love it. Next thing, I'm just gonna do my eyebrows, which I love this product. This is the Brow Gel Expressionist Brow Gel in the shade Dark Brown. I've been using this nonstop and I love it. Super easy. Just comb through your brows. Nothing really to say about it. I focus on my tails because I've told you guys my tails are kind of sparse compared to my arch, which is a lot more full. And that's it. That's all I did. I love it. I'm telling you, this makeup line is so convenient and just fantastic. Like, it's so easy to use. Even if you're new to makeup, I feel like this would be a great makeup line to use if you're kind of starting, or like I said, you just want great formulas that actually work and they're easy. They don't take really a lot of work to use, or like it's not advanced makeup, if that makes sense. And there's my other one. Next we're gonna do lip. Not going to talk about this very much. I'm just using my Mineral Fusion lip liner. It's my current fave. Next thing I am going to talk about is the lipstick from Well People. Of course, this is the Optimist Semi Matte Lipstick in the shade Let It Go. You just push it down. I love it. So cute. And then that's what it looks like. It's like a raisin color. Applies like a dream. Extremely soft, creamy, stays all day. It doesn't roll up or anything like that and like a weird, like peels off my lips color. I love it. It just stays. That's what it looks like. I love it. It's my favorite shades of lipstick and things like that. And then I'm just going to spray my face. It's my Cover FX mattifying spray. I always use it. And this is the finished look, guys. That's what it looks like. I love it. It's easy. It's beautiful. It's fun. I hope you guys enjoy my video. If you do, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.